Hello orienteers, welcome to the video. I forgot to shoot the intro because, as soon as I got to the start, I got a ticket to go. So I went for it. I lost a couple seconds at the beginning because, I didn't even have time to properly start up my watch. But let's get to this training. It's basically a valley, and we are crossing the valley here and there up to the ridges. So here I'm going to the first control, which is a ditch, not ditch, how you call it, a pit. And yeah, it was easy. I just took basically the approach. I wasn't really focused on bearing, but more about the contours. So I ran along this like a slope. I was looking at the rocks on my left that I already passed, and when I was behind them, I started looking for this pit. Fortunately, I kept my elevation correctly, so I spotted the pit correctly. This next control was well, for me, I wasn't quite sure what it is. It looked like some sort of kind of a nose. So here I took the bearing, but basically I followed the contour. At least I was trying mostly to follow the contour. Here I found some small path. It looked like path from some animals. Maybe it was previous runners, but I don't think so. Like this looked a little bit more, used than just a couple people running along. Anyways, I think so far I'm doing well. Here, yeah, the branches were a little bit annoying, and here I think I sort of lost myself on the map. I wasn't sure where exactly I am. I think I was in the impression that I dropped a little bit of elevation, so I wanted to gain it back. And also here are these small streams, so I thought maybe I'm already there. Yeah, I was trying to avoid to get wet really. Now in front of me I noticed this big tree, so I thought, okay, the control must be somewhere near this big tree. Maybe I even thought that the control is at the big tree, but I wasn't checking the description, the control was not there. So then when I looked at the map, I realized it might be downwards, somewhere here on this nose. And yeah, that was a correct assumption. The control is here. So I think a good job done to control number 2. Yeah, control number 3, that is sort of clear as well. Basically, I took the bearing, but I knew that I will follow this meadow that will be on my right, and then I wanted to get to this, like big path that is on top of the hill. So that was my aim. And then when I got to that path, I basically was able to see the control from afar, although it is in this small erosion gully, let's call it erosion gully. But it was, yeah, it was visible from this path, so it was sort of easy. So yeah, somewhere here I decided to, well, I saw the significant tree, and from there I basically took a bearing, sort of, and I was heading to the control, and I could see this marker from afar, so it was easy to, you know, then get to the control. Control number 4, I think I did a sort of a mistake here a little bit. Obviously, first thought, get to those paths and follow those paths. Yes, I did that, but then I decided to go more straightish way and go down to the valley, across the valley, and straight to control number 4. I think I should have followed the roads or the paths, because at least there I think it would be sort of easier to run. I got entangled in some vines from raspberries, I think, but other than that it was okay. I think I kept the direction sort of well, and I did not have any issue to find the control number 4. Obviously in this season the forest was not so greenish there, so it was not that distinguishable. The foliage was missing, let's say, but yeah, no issues here. So now to control number 5. That was sort of easy, let's say. It was uphill. That was a little bit difficult to me because my legs still didn't recovered. So after like a half a minute of uphill running, I get this pain at the muscles that are on the side of the calves. Probably I have to train more to gain some muscle there, I don't know. Anyway, here I was going slightly more up than I had to, and I guess yeah, I know, my aim was to get to this path that is going through this light green forest, I guess. So yeah, that's why I'm running like this. Eventually I got to this small path and then followed it. I think maybe I didn't have to do it like that and just follow the bearing more, and here as you can see I'm gaining quite a lot of elevation. Maybe this was unnecessary. Now the aim was to get to this junction, or sort of a fork of these two small paths, and then from there basically go straight to control 5, which was a small rock right next to this bigger vehicle road. And yeah, it wasn't easy to spot from the direction that I'm coming, but yeah, it was there. To control number 6, that was sort of a longer leg, let's say. I decided to basically go along this road, or vehicle road, as long as I can, and then there is this small path going left to that marsh, or sort of, it's not a marsh, it's a sort of overgrown area. So I went there. In this season it was easy to go through. Then I was a little bit struggling through that greenish patch there, and then went straight up to control 9. The first part here I was fairly fast, but obviously I got delayed by going through that non-runnable forest. That was not the best choice, I would say. And then I spent a little, or lost couple seconds when looking for the right stone. But as it is long leg, I suggest you just skip it or fast forward it to control number 6. Okay, so now to control number 7. That was a funny one because at least for me, first I just went, diagonally to this vehicle road close to that feeding thing or just feeder, let's say. And then on the junction I was deciding whether to go straight uphill, and the slope is pretty steep there, so when I looked at it I was like, nah, I will go around, because my calves were basically hurting and I didn't want to strain them more. I could have gone maybe, a little bit straight, try to avoid this, really big steep slope here as this other guy is going. But here the road and then the climb, like around this hill here, was not that steep. It was sort of runnable, so I think, although it was longer, at least for me it was easier for running. And as you will see, I basically get to the control the same time as the guy who was climbing up, so I guess I wasn't that slow. And as you saw, I was probably at the control a little faster than the guy who was climbing up. And now to control number 8, that was a sort of a killer because you have to go down and up again. I did sort of a mistake here where I didn't properly take the bearing or whatnot, and I think I went too far here, and then I was going a little bit backwards and to cross this small stream, and then I followed the road and then just climbed somewhat straight to the control number 8 diagonally. My calves were sort of prohibiting me to go faster. I wasn't really running or trying to run because I didn't want to strain them, so it took me longer, and I was a little bit frustrated that I couldn't push it harder because I felt that I have the strength in my legs, but I mean, not all the parts of my legs were 100%, so yeah. And yeah, right now just go ahead and speed it up because it will take a while to get to number 8. So as you saw, I was mostly walking uphill, although at certain parts I felt that I could run, but I just decided to walk and not to strain my legs anyway. Control 9, this is always a tricky one, because this is a wide open forest. You got only these roads there or paths, and so you have to be precise with your bearing. I was fortunate to have this other guy in front of me, so you know, you sort of take that person as a, you know, not a guide, but you look at him, am I running the same direction or not? So it makes life a little bit easier, and basically I was able to, you know, follow my bearing pretty well. The only issue was that you know, at the end when I was closing to the knoll, I wasn't 100% sure where am I, because I was missing the foliage there, you know. So that was a bit of a, you know, difficulty for me there, but it didn't slow me that significantly. So as you saw at the end, the knoll was pretty visible, and as I said, I was just a little bit unsure, because I was expecting to see some sort of foliage. Now to control 10, as you can see, it's mostly going along the paths. I'm not even sure why I'm running straight here. Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. The forest here was not, you know, difficult. It was basically a flat surface, here and there some branch, but I wouldn't be much faster or slower going along the road or along the path there. So whatever. And as you can see, then here basically there is a path, but it's very subtle, so it's not in the map. And then at some point it's it starts to be more visible, and then you just follow this path up to control number 10. I was just checking the various, from this, like it's not a central path, but sort of a more significant path. I was checking if I count the narrow rides properly, and that was it. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it was easily visible from the path, but I guess it was. I had no issue finding it. Now this was a second long leg here. I think I could have gone a little bit further and then along these paths. All along. I just decided to go a little bit diagonally to cut it short a little bit. I think it was not that necessary. Maybe I gained a couple of seconds, but I think it wouldn't make a big difference. And then yeah, I was just following this path all the way, and I even saw, maybe you can see the person in front of me there, so I was slowly gaining on him, and then like in the half of this long leg probably I caught up on him. So then you can speed it up now, and probably around just before control 11, somewhere around these junctions, I will start commenting again. probably it took me a little bit longer than half of this leg to overtake the guy, so he wasn't that slow as I was expecting from this video. Anyway, now I just took bearing to control 11 and you know, followed it pretty nicely, I would say. From this point I think I already got a glimpse of this significant tree, so it was easy for me to, you know, find the control here. Number 12, yeah, I didn't run straight. I think I went a little bit along this contour because I could see this sort of a marsh there. I didn't want to get wet, etc. And this, I think it was like correct here. Obviously the map is a little bit older, so here I wasn't sure about, you know, these clearings and these erosion gullies, but then my colleague or friend caught up on me, and you know, basically together we navigated to control number 12, which is somewhere near here. And then from control number 12 it was straight to the finish, so I wasn't really thinking much here. It was all along this road. Definitely it was a nice training. I enjoyed it. It wasn't that difficult navigation wise for me, although like I run in this area only once a year usually, so I'm not very familiar with this area. But since you know, I had been here at least twice before, it wasn't that difficult. I hope you enjoyed, and I will just keep the video running to the end. We had a little chat afterwards, so you don't have to really follow along, and see you at the next video. Bye.
No.